Hey guys, it's Gunner Run 13. Today I got a knife review for you. If you watch my channel regularly, you notice I haven't done a knife review in a little while, and it's kind of funny how things turn out. I tend to do more knife reviews and purchase more knives in the wintertime. Be it, I don't know, you got a lot more time sitting on the computer and you're ordering knives and and I like to, I tend to go out and purchase more firearms and firearm related things during the summertime and spring. But I usually, you'll see my reviews on knives tend to pop up more in the wintertime. Today I got a knife review simply for the fact that I was at a local store and I found an interesting knife. I decided to pick it up and check it out. Sure, we've all been to Walmart and been to their sporting goods, and they got some decent knives there. They've gotten some better knives throughout the years or recently. And every once in a while I'll pick one up from there. And what caught my eye was, well, first off, I'm going to kind of go back on a video here. I did a review for a couple knives from a brand called Camillus. And this little Tanto knife, and there was also a big brother to this same knife, but bigger one. And Camillus was an old knife maker back in the day that went out of business. Now some foreign company picked it up called Acme Corp or some crap like that. But the Camillus name brand is out there again, and they're making knives. So I saw this and I thought I would, purchase it online. The two knives in a set. I've seen some poor reviews on Camillus knives, the newer stuff recently. This all started off back, I think it was SHOT Show 2011. I seen a booth for Camillus and they were making knives again, so I was excited about that. But then I saw on SHOT Show 12 that I guess most of their knives they were making overseas. And so Camillus supposed to start making their knives higher quality, start making them in America with American products nowadays, so on and so forth. Well, this knife right here is an overseas knife. VG10 Japanese steel, real nice steel. This is kind of modified Tanto tip. If you want to see the full specs on this knife, go ahead and check my prior video on it. Since I made that video, I have been carrying this knife as an EDC knife, okay? Usually I don't like a Tanto tip knife or an EDC, but this knife has just been worked out perfect. It's a smaller knife, but it's comfortable, it's sharp, sharp, sharp. Keeps an edge for quite a long time. I've only had to touch this up once, I think. And it's just been a great knife. I've had no problems with it. And this is one of their knives made from overseas. But it's just been a solid knife. Okay, so I've been carrying this with me every day since that video. This has been my EDC knife. That being said, I was in the store, Walmart, and I saw they were selling some Camillus blades there. And this one caught my eye right here. This is the Camillus Cuda. I think they made this knife back in the origins of the original Camillus before they went out of business, or at least a version of the Cuda or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, I decided to pick this up. It was like 25 bucks, Walmart. It's got the similar G10 scales as on this other Camillus knife that I have. They promote all their knives having this carbon nitride coating. It's supposed to keep a blade 10 times stronger or something like that. The coating's been pretty durable on this. Like I said, I've been using this for months and months in the coating, and it looks like it's brand new. And I use this daily to cut things open and whatnot. So anyways, this is very similar as far as the blade coating. The G10 scales, they look pretty similar and all that stuff. One thing I did notice that was pretty cool on Camillus's SHOT Show 12, they were talking about even when they do use knives in, say, the VG10 steel or more exotic, expensive steel, any other metal components that they use in their knives is always AUS 8A steel. And I like AUS 8A. It's a good mid-grade blade steel. And that's what is on this knife right here, on this Cuda. The blade is a rather large size blade, rather large size knife. It's got a little heft to it. Like I said, it's got the G10 scales. The blade is a AUS 8A steel with a carbon nitride coating on it. We'll do a little close-up on this knife here, kind of show you it. But what I thought was interesting when I first purchased it is the blade release mechanism. Okay, if you look close, it's got this, like, make sure this is zooming in. Okay, it's got like this little disc, and basically kind of similar to your motion of flipping a stud on a blade, you push this disc up, okay, and it kind of spins around and locks into place. Okay, thought that was very odd. Is very odd, unusual. This technology, they've had that for a while, I guess. It was kind of like before the spring-assisted stuff started popping out, to get a quick release, you know, that you could get in a full automatic as opposed to with a thumb swivel. This was a technology, I think, like 10 years ago or something like that. Anyways, when I first got that, I thought it was really unusual, you know, and after messing with it a little while, you know, you get it down pretty quick as far as opening. You know, it opens pretty quick. I don't think any quicker than, say, if you're going to open a knife with, say, a thumb. Stuff, well, maybe a little quicker. This thing's really easy to open. But, you know, flick of the wrist, you spin that disc up, locks into place pretty quick. It's got a solid lockup. It's a liner lock for the release. Like I said, you know, it's got a pretty quick, little unusual, but I guess you get used to it. Anyways, for $25, this ain't a bad knife. You know, it's a little unusual with the opening mechanism. Little thumb jimping right here is kind of weak. But this blade design is a little unusual, be it a drop point or a clip point. It's kind of a little weird, but if you look at the spine of this, try to focus in on this, it's got a pretty thick spine, but then they got this cutout right here where the blade is thinner on the top of the spine, so it's thick. And it goes into this thinner little cutout right here. It's kind of a little unusual, I guess, but all in all, it's a good sized blade. The blade came really sharp, you know, razor sharp. I'm not going to do a cutting test or anything on that. You have to take my word for it. But all in all, not too bad of a knife, I'd have to say. For $25, it's worth the money. You know, it's not a high budget blade or anything like that. Kind of zoom in a little bit here. Now I have a knife off to the side here, and what this is the Ontario Rat 1. The reason why I brought this is it just kind of brought this out is kind of reminds me of, this Cuda kind of reminds me of the Rat 1 in a way, for some reason, I don't know why. But almost the same blade length and weight and everything, same blade steel and all that. And the Ontario Rat 1 runs $30 I think online right now. If I had my choice between two, I would definitely go with the Rat 1. It's a sweet blade. Real solid, very fast opening, thumb stud opening, which is pretty cool on this Rat 1. But my EDC here has been pretty solid in this Camillus knife. So I took a chance with this Cuda for $25, and I think all in all, you know, it's kind of a pretty solid blade. So why not, you know, for a couple bucks, 25 bucks. I don't think you can really go wrong with that. So that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to do a quick overview on this knife. You know, like I said, I don't really do too many knife reviews during the winter. I'm more, or in the summer, I'm more gear oriented and firearm oriented in the summertime, which makes sense. But the wintertime, you know, I purchase more blades. But this is a blade I found at a local Walmart. Camillus brand. You know, like it or love them. I'd like to check out their, you know, American-made products now, as opposed to, you know, these overseas products. But, you know, every once in a while, you know, you purchase a SOG or you know, a Gerber, not a Gerber, a SOG or a Cold Steel, where, you know, if it's made overseas, if it's got good quality control and it's a solid blade, then it's not bad. But I mean, I would prefer, you know, to have a nice American-made knife. It's just, they're just made, you know, just night and day difference usually between an overseas knife from a specific brand and an American-made one. But like I said, this is the Camillus Cuda quick knife review, and this is going to run 13, and we'll see you on the next video.